السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة قالوا أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء ونحن نسبح بحمدك ونقدس لك قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون وعلم آدم الأسماء كلها ثم عرضهم على الملائكة فقال أنبئوني بأسماء هؤلاء إن كنتم صادقين قالوا سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولولا فضل الله عليك ورحمته لهمت طائفة منهم أن يضلوك وما يضلون إلا أنفسهم وما يضرونك من شيء وأنزل الله عليك الكتاب والحكمة وعلمك ما لم تكن تعلم وكان فضل الله عليك عظيما. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نون والقلم وما يسطرون ما أنت بنعمة ربك بمجنون وإن لك لأجرا غير ممنون وإنك لعلى خلق عظيم. صدق الله العظيم.
Your Royal Highness, Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal, Your Excellency, Professor Adnan Badran, Your Excellency, Professor Nadir Abidat, President of the University of Jordan, Professor Malik Sharairi, President of Yarmouk University, Professor Mashhoor Fa'i, Secretary General of the Higher Council of Science and Technology, distinguished speakers and guests, colleagues, it's a great honor to welcome you all at the University to the University of Jordan for the opening of the 11th International Bitra School of Physics, titled Artificial Intelligence in the Natural Sciences, held under the patronage of His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal. Edition after edition, the Bitra School of Physics has continued to grow, spreading knowledge, fostering collaboration, and inspiring academics, researchers, and students across the region. The 10th edition focused on quantum computing, theory and application, marked a significant milestone. It was followed by a series of workshops, seminars, and summer schools that led to announcement of a new master program in quantum computing at the Department of Physics, School of Science, with the required laboratory currently under preparation to support the pioneering field. As we open the 11th International Bitra School of Physics, we proudly continue this tradition of excellence, advancing science, and embracing the power of artificial intelligence in redefining the boundaries of scientific inquiry, enabling deeper insights and faster advancements in the natural sciences. Please welcome Professor Nidal Irshadat, the chairman of the organizing committee of the 11th International Bitra School of Physics.
Thank you, Anna. Your Royal Highness, Your Excellency, on peut parler en français. Votre Altesse, Your Royal Highness, Your Excellency Professor Abedat, Your Excellency Professor Badran, Professor Sharaire, Professor Mashfour Rifai, Secretary General of HCST, dear invited speakers, dear colleagues, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is a great honor to stand before you today at the 11th International Bitra School of Physics, where we gathered to explore one of the most exciting frontiers in science, AI in the natural sciences. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to thank and express my gratitude to those who have made this event possible. First of all, on behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to His Royal Highness, Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal, for graciously offering his esteemed patronage to this event. Your Highness, your continuous support to the International PSP, Bitra School of Physics, and generally of scientific initiatives in Jordan plays a crucial role in advancing education and research, and we are deeply grateful for your presence here today. It's
Tensor.
Pardon?
Tensor.
Okay, we will. I think so. Talib. Okay, he should be there. It's an inspiration to all of us to have your leadership and commitment to the growth of knowledge in the natural sciences. We are happy to welcome Professor Badran. Professor Badran, who is President of the Board of Trustees of the University of Jordan. I would also like to thank His Excellency Professor Abedat, Nadir Abedat, President of the University of Jordan, and Professor Malik Sharaire, President of Yarmouk University, for their continuous support and commitment. Our gratitude also goes to Professor Mashfour Rifai, Secretary General of HCST, for constant support and encouragement. Thank you. Thanks to the efficient historical partnership between the two universities, the University of Jordan and Yarmouk University, we are starting the 11th school. Thank you, President, for hosting the activities of this important event. This year, we are excited to focus on AI in the natural sciences. As explained by Wala, we have three sub-themes: AI in quantum computing, AI in material science, and AI in computational biophysics. AI is transforming every aspect of our research and understanding of the world, from physics to biology and beyond all that. The potential to uncover new insights, accelerate discoveries, and solve complex problems is immense. The potential in this new field, AI, is immense. And we look forward to the discussions and ideas that will emerge here. Of course, none of this would have been possible without the hard work of my colleagues in the organizing committee. Allow me to thank them. I will not name them because we are 12, 5 from Yarmouk University, and we are 7 from the University of Jordan. I want to sincerely thank my colleagues for their dedication and tireless efforts in ensuring the smooth execution of this event. I also extend my gratitude to the administrative staff, whose support has been invaluable in managing the logistics and ensuring everything runs efficiently. Your teamwork, colleagues, my colleagues, and commitment have made this event a reality, and we are deeply appreciative of your contributions. A special mention goes to my colleague, our colleague, Dr. ولية, for her hard work and dedication in finalizing all the organizational details. As we move forward with the program, I encourage each of you to engage with the speakers, our guests, connect with fellow attendees, and share your ideas. This is an opportunity to collaborate As we move forward with the program, I encourage each of you to engage with the speakers and connect with fellow attendees and share your ideas. This is an opportunity to collaborate, challenge our thinking, and spark new innovations in AI and the natural sciences. A word for the students who are present here. We really hope that the lectures and discussion will inspire you and open new horizons before you. I wish you all a fruitful and enjoyable experience during the school. Let's make the most of this time together and leave here inspired and ready to tackle the future of science. Welcome to PSP 11 and thank you.
I now invite Professor Mahmoud Jaghoub, Dean of School of Science at the University of Jordan, to deliver his brief opening remarks on bridging research in the natural sciences with industry to stimulate economic growth in Jordan. Please welcome Professor Mahmoud Jaghoub.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal, Your Excellency Professor Adnan Badran, Your Excellency Professor Nadir Abidat, President of the University of Jordan, President of Malik Sharair, President of Yarmouk University, distinguished scientists, and esteemed guests. It is a great honor to welcome you all to this important scientific gathering. First and foremost, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal for his continuous support and dedication to Petra School. His patronage gives special importance to this event, which brings together outstanding scientists and researchers from across the globe. The central theme of this year's school is artificial intelligence in natural sciences. Reflects one of the most exciting frontiers of modern research. AI is transforming the way we explore nature, analyze data, and make discoveries. We must remember that AI is not replacing science. It is amplifying it. In physics, it helps model quantum systems and materials. In chemistry, it accelerates drug discovery. And in environmental science, it enhances climate prediction and optimizes renewable energy solutions. The fusion of human creativity with machine intelligence is giving rise to new scientific renaissance. Yet, technology alone is not enough. What truly makes this gathering special is the opportunity it provides to bring scientists from around the world together, to share experiences, to learn from one another, and to build enduring collaborations that transcend borders and disciplines. At the same time, we must acknowledge a key challenge: the gap between academia and industry. Too often, our discoveries remain confined to laboratories and academic papers, while industries struggle to find innovative solutions. We must work together, academia recognizing industrial needs, and industry valuing academic expertise so that knowledge can be transformed into practical tools, technologies, and sustainable solutions. Artificial intelligence can serve as a bridge between these worlds, turning ideas into impacts. We all hope that this school will be a success. And I very much thank His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal for looking for talents. The student you just showed coming to the stage is a student who is from Tawjihi, and he's doing research at the level of tensors in physics. His Royal Highness is always looking for talents and helping talents, and he has asked to see him. Thank you, Professor, Your Royal Highness. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Yarmouk University, a long-standing collaborator and coordinator of this school since its establishment. A warm welcome to Professor Malik Sharairi, the president of Yarmouk University, to give his talk, please.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Royal Highness, Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests from Jordan and abroad, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is a profound honor and privilege to welcome Your Royal Highness and all our distinguished guests to the opening of the 11th International Petra School of Physics, held this year under the theme Artificial Intelligence in the Natural Sciences, and under the gracious patronage of His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal. The Petra School of Physics stands as one of Jordan's oldest and most enduring scientific traditions since its founding more than 40 years. It has served as a vibrant forum where generations of scientists have gathered to exchange ideas, explore discoveries, and nurture collaboration across borders. Yarmouk University's long-standing partnership with the University of Jordan in organizing the Petra School is deeply rooted in our vision for pioneering excellence in education, research, and impacting our communities. Our participation reflects our firm belief that science flourishes through openness, collaboration, and curiosity. Guided by this belief, Yarmouk University continues to advance its mission. Yarmouk University is celebrating its Golden Jubilee just next year, achieving milestones in international rankings, program accreditation, and research innovation. In recent years, Yarmouk University has established strong academic foundations in the field of artificial intelligence through newly developed programs that prepare students for the digital and technological future. Just yesterday, Your Highness, I joined Her Excellency Dr. Suhad Al-Jundi to open an event to launch one of the research groups organized by our students in the field of artificial intelligence in the healthcare field. I was so proud to have this event organized by our students at Yarmouk University. Building on this academic strength, we now aspire to extend our efforts toward AI-driven research within the natural sciences, exploring how intelligent systems can advance discovery in physics, chemistry, biology, and environmental studies. Our goal is to foster meaningful collaborations that bridge data science with the natural sciences, positioning Yarmouk University as a regional hub for talent, emerging interdisciplinary research and innovation. Your Royal Highness, To be an educator, a researcher of science is above all to remain a lifelong student. In science, the absolute truths of today become the relative truths of tomorrow. And it is the humility and constant learning that define the true spirit of scientists. The Petra School of Physics beautifully embodies this spirit. Every edition of this school renews our shared commitment to curiosity, dialogue, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. The vision of Your Royal Highness, Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal, was instrumental founding this school over 4 decades ago. His unwavering belief in the power of science, a bridge between nations, a catalyst for sustainable development, continues to inspire us all. We are deeply grateful for his enduring support, wisdom, and the presence with us today. As we open this 11th edition of Petra School of Physics, let us embrace this opportunity to learn, to collaborate, and to imagine new horizons for artificial intelligence in the natural sciences. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to all the organizers, speakers, participants, guests, whose dedication and efforts have made this event possible. I wish you all a most fruitful and inspiring experience, and I look forward to welcoming you all to Yarmouk University campus on Thursday. May God grant us all success in serving our beloved nation under the guidance of the patron of knowledge and progress, His Majesty King Abdullah II Ibn al-Hussein, and His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al-Hussein bin Abdullah II. Thank you very much.
His Excellency Professor Nadir Abeidat has always been dedicated supporter for science and scientists at the University of Jordan. His inspiring word earlier this year during the 16th anniversary of the School of Science, "I am here because I love science and scientists," reflect his deep appreciation for the scientific spirit. Please join me in welcoming the President of the University of Jordan as he takes the stage.
His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal, Excellencies, distinguished guests and scientists, colleagues and honorable attendees. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يسألونك عن الروح قل الروح من أمر ربي وما أوتيتم من العلم إلا قليلا. And you have not been given of knowledge except a little. This is from the Quran. Now I'll tell you a story from the history. In 1874, the young Max Planck sat in his professor's office at the University of Munich, seeking advice about his future. The answer came as a shock for him. Don't study physics. Almost everything that is important has already been discovered at that time. But Planck did not back down and responded modestly. I don't want to discover anything new, but rather to understand what is known. This was his answer to his teacher. His professor had no idea that this quiet student would overturn the foundations of classical physics and open the door to the birth of quantum theory. The state of physics in the 1870s, it was widely believed that science has reached its end. Newton's law explained motion. Maxwell equations unified electricity and magnetism. Thermodynamics explained energy, but some mysterious phenomena, such as black body radiation, needs explanation. Planck's unintended revolution. In 1900, while investigating black body radiation, Planck resorted to a desperate hypothesis. Energy is not released continuously, but in discrete packets called quanta. Even Planck himself didn't believe his idea, calling it an act of desperation, but the calculations worked perfectly, and thus quantum mechanics was born. After shock in 1980, Planck received the Nobel Prize in Physics. His idea paved the way for Einstein, Bohr, and Heisenberg. Today, quantum theory is the basis of life-changing technologies such as laser, microchips, and MRI. History irony that the professor who discouraged Planck, his name is forgotten, while the student who just wanted to learn changed science forever. Thank you. And now, petrophysics, time after time, and year after year, and gathering after gathering, petrophysics convince sometimes it pauses for few, not more than 2-3 years, yet it never vanishes from the memory of our hearts. It convinces with passion and great resolve under the patronage of our beloved Prince Al-Hassan, His Royal Highness Al-Hassan bin Talal, who believes that science and knowledge are the path of discovering the truth and the path to walking within the mysteries of nature. The nature which perhaps grows ever more mysterious the more we come to know it. Today, your conference is held in the midst of a storming giant, the giant of technological advancement, the giant of artificial intelligence, and another giant that will perplex humanity and rewrite the contours of knowledge, the giant of quantum computing and the quantum physics in general. But the essential question remains, are we truly prepared for this new giant? I dare say that even the powerful among us are not yet ready. So what about those who are not very powerful? And another question arises. What will become the gap between people of the North and those of the South? Will the North grows richer, while the South grows poorer and more marginalized? Opinion differ, yet uncertainty prevails, and the future poses its questions without offering clear answers for these things. It's evident that the life as we know, it will change, and that the form of life itself will take on a new shape. Are we ready for social, psychological, and philosophical implications for these new changes in technology and quantum? At the University of Jordan, we take pride in petrophysics, and this program shall continue to thrive, I hope so, for more and more, because we believe that physics is the science of nature and its laws, that humanity is the noblest of creation, and the Petra shall remain the bride of places, a witness to the grandeur and legacy of humankind. We are proud of our partnership with our esteemed partner, Yarmouk University, as together we hold this remarkable scientific gathering, continuing the legacy of the Nabateans who built our Red City, or Rose City, where the laws of physics were embedded in an ingenious system of water engineering, making Petra one of the wonders of the world. And today, scientists and physicists gather here once again to connect physics with engineering, environment, geology, and chemistry, affirming that the advancement in physics must serve humanity and improve lives when it's guided by justice, compassion, and human values. Our hope is that justice prevail among all people and that progress in science contributes to human well-being and to human dignity. I extend my sincere gratitude to all those, to the organizing committee under the guidance of Dr. Mahmoud Jagoub and Dr. Nidal al-Shedat, and to thank our guests from many countries. And in particular, I have to thank His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal for his enduring commitment to knowledge and thoughts. I hope that Jordan will grow and develop as we wish. اسمحوا لي بالعربي أن أقول حفظ الله الأردن الوطن والشعب والقيادة الهاشمية تحت ظل حضرة صاحب الجلالة الملك عبد الله الثاني بن الحسين وولي عهده الأمين، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Founded through his vision, the International Bitra School of Physics continues to thrive under his support and guidance. Please welcome His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal.
يا أيها الإنسان إنك كادح إلى ربك كدحا فملاقيه. Verse of the Quran is, O human being, you are struggling to meet your Maker and with your Muslim. This human struggle, what we used to call anthropology, is now before our very eyes become necropolicy, the policy of death. And this necropolicy has characterized what we have described in recent years as domicide, infanticide, scholasticide, medicide, genocide. But I hope in joining with you today in the 11th Petra School of Physics that we may never live to see cogitocide, the right of each one of us to think independently and to use the cogens. Over 40 years, Nobel Prize laureates
John Clark, Michael Deverett, and John Martinez were among the very first to show how the laws of quantum mechanics would appear at a visible human scale. Their early work in the 1980s paved the way for quantum circuits and the computers now being developed for them. I was invited to 2 or 3 sessions of the Bosch board. We met in an intense environment of physics and industry. And I was deeply moved by the fact that Bosch would invite me, a student of religions and of history, to participate in asking questions such as the relationship between quantum engineering, and industry. The questions that even touched on the ethics of industrialization, which I don't believe is a field that is touched on lightly. So when I heard of AI, a Greek historian friend of mine suggested, why don't you consider what I tell my students? AI, in addition to being artificial intelligence in its field, is also ancestral intelligence. And by ancestral intelligence, I suggest to you the knowledge and wisdom accumulated by what I would call a contract of generations, accumulated through generations, representing the continuity of our own curiosity, hence the importance of cogens not being affected by the horrors of so-called modern wars. That curiosity should be encouraged in the fields of observing, recording, and learning. Last year's Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to John Hopfield and Geoffrey Hinton for foundational discoveries and inventions that enable machine learning with artificial neural networks. You know all of this, but why I'm stating it at the beginning, before Thursday and the conclusion of your colloquy, is that you, Dr. Nadir Abedat, and you, Dr. Malik al-Sharari, and you, Dr. Adnan Badran, and Dr. Mashur Rifai, put together this tripartite cooperation of the Higher Council for Science and Technology, where we have achieved the creation and the hosting of Sanduq al-Bahth al-Ilmi, the foundation for scientific research. And I would like to suggest to you that you look at this paper that I have before me, and you invite the participants in this paper, who include one of our own, one of your own, Dr. Mahmoud Ismail al-Jagou, include Dr. Iyad Abu Haltam, himself an MIT graduate, include Nabil Fayoumi, the deputy head of the RSS, and Dr. Ayman Ayash, who is the head of our new mining company. I was out there in the Eastern Desert with him the other day, talking about turning basalt. As you know, the Eastern Desert is covered in basalt into wiring in a process that is above my head, but I found quite interesting. The paper that these gentlemen have presented, I think, would justify having a session with the speakers from abroad. And this session, when you, Bernd Ensing, talk about machine learning algorithms, of course, the word algorithm is an Arabic word. I wonder why in this huge problem of migration to Europe, which has turned the Mediterranean into a sea of death, we suggested that the Casablanca Summit Conference in 1994, the investment by the European Union and others in 24 countries from Morocco to Turkey inclusively to build, among other things, utilities such as desert tech, alternative energy, solar energy, across North Africa, للهشين والمهمشين, for the marginalized and the displaced, to encourage their will to stay. It was to be over 10 years, 1994, $35 billion. The European Union said to us, first come, first serve. I said, well, I didn't come to you with a begging bowl. I came to you actually at the time with Shimon Peres. Imagine, could you imagine that today? Maybe there's a lot of imagination in the Knesset yesterday. Their imagination ran wild. But I'm not talking about the politics of the here and now. I'm talking about the Eastern Mediterranean and the possibility of a recognition of the facts that are destroying our environment. I talk about a cluster of water, energy, food, and ecosphere. And I thank UNEP who have used one word, a Quranic word in Arabic, al-muhit, للتجسير بين البيئة والتبيؤ. البيئة الإنسانية والبيئة المكانية والحسية. The paper I referred to, looking at the future of physics and industry, mentions the following innocent sentence. Physics at the heart of modern industry shapes the technologies and innovations that define our lives. This one sentence needs to be humanized, needs to be disseminated at the popular level, so that physics, like many of the sciences in its early phases in different communities, is not regarded as the domain of the elites. And I think in that reference you made, Dr. Abedat, to North and South, the problem is the domain of the elites on the one side and the domain of those who do not have the knowledge or the startup capital to develop their mineral resources. This was made very clear in Germany by General Kujat, K-U-J-A-T, of NATO in a brilliant speech recently. If you look at 35 degrees meridian east, stretching from the Baltics all the way to Madagascar, as we speak, there are 10 wars raging. One of them, of course, is Gaza and Palestine, and we are told, let's hope that the ceasefire holds, that it is the ceasefire to end this misery. But basically, when we talk about ending conflict, we have to end the causes of conflict. And the causes of conflict are that huge financial houses, BlackRock, Nvidia, City Street, etc., manage a plethora of small companies and are supported by our own Arab sovereign wealth funds. On the other hand, these sovereign wealth funds, when we speak, for example, of physics driving innovation in industry, say to us, that is to say the countries of Al-Mashriq, or Bilad al-Sham, or Syria al-Kubra, Suri, Palestini, Lubnani, Iraqi, Urduni, we are open to you, provided you present us with decent proposals, legally, technically, and financially. So the conversation is not one of looking for endowments from this country or that country. And it's not one of talking about billions and trillions of dollars, because they are not available. They exist, but they are not available. It is the cogito side, our ability to think creatively, that can release with sound studies, and here's your interdisciplinarity in universities, including lawyers, technicians, and financial experts, maybe even actuarians, al-iktiwariya. Secondly, I want to say that we have to make a step towards bringing materials science, and nanotechnology closer to each other. I'm talking about Jordan as a hub of ideas. And I'm not talking about the impossible, I believe. Metals, ceramics, polymers, solid state physics, and thermodynamics. I'm not reinventing the wheel. The committee that made these points knows very well where in Jordanian industry we're already talking about these issues. I also want to mention energy and power industries. And I want to say that you may or may not know that the link between science and progress exists in the intra-dependence, I would even say intra-independence, of water, energy, food, and the environment, and what we call the Wi-Fi nexus. And I was very happy to invite, some of you might have been there a few months ago, the IAEA and the Nuclear Threat Initiative, NTI, to meet in Jordan. Everyone is talking about nuclear in aggressive forms. We had the opportunity to talk about nuclear in the context of water and water management, solar energy. And I want to say that our synchrotron light facility, Sesame, as we call it, synchrotron light facility, is still in full operation and stands as a regional symbol of what you might call science diplomacy. It has shown that shared research and shared purpose can build trust across borders. We did not need COVID to remind us that we have to build trust across borders. And look at the difficulties that multilateral organizations like the WHO are facing even today. And I thank Dr. Latif Khan. Is he here with us today? There you are. I recognize you from some earlier meeting. Please stand up. Who will be delivering, I believe, a special lecture on synchrotron, on Sesame, tomorrow evening. So I don't want to continue through the microscopic and the macroscopic, but I do want to say in the macroscopic that I am a devotee of Ishraq. Descartes was asked, what do you think of the achievements of the West? He said, well, everything seems to be the West. But où est-ce que se lève le soleil? Where does the sun rise? Huh? Not exactly. So I want to thank Dr. Rosta for your emphasizing nature and nanotechnology. And I would like to ask you if you can arrange a conversation maybe at the HCS or the RSS to talk about our efforts in nanotechnology. In fact, I'm inviting you in this early form to consider a peer group review. I don't know why Complutense and Yarmouk or Urduniya, JU, or PUST, Sumaya University, cannot consider a peer group review in study of physics, where we learn from each other. Dirasat Jamaliya. I want to thank Dr. Sanders and hope that he will think of us in the grant panels of the European Commission. I just want to say that we were regarded by the European Union a few years ago as geopolitically Mediterranean, whatever that means. And I said, oh, how wonderful, that makes us in the same category as Portugal, because my geography reminds me that Portugal is not on the Mediterranean. They said, Portugal? No, the Portuguese are European. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't know my place. So much for equal opportunity. But I think Matthias Scheffler, your multi-scale approaches are essential to bringing about intra-independence between the Gulf. Now that we have two Gulfs. You have the Gulf on the Arab Gulf or the Persian Gulf, depending on which you prefer. And then you have the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea and the Gulf of Suez. Between one and the other lies the Arabian geological plate and the Nubian Somali geological plate. And sadly, there is no focus on vision everything is focused on projects, projects, projects. So we are scarring our landscape with pipelines, roads, all forms of major projects, but there is no vision of intra-independence in terms of allocating to each country, or each region rather, a niche. And in that sense, too, I would just like to say that some countries in the Gulf region, their local population is something like 10% of the total. Our Levant region, and I'm not including Egypt, east of Suez, is already 300 million people. And our choice is either to continue to subdivide each other. Fragmentation is not cantonization. Cantons are a French word, as we know, which fell into the French concept of aménagement de territoire. We have no aménagement de territoire in the Levant. Everything is bilateral. Lebanon, Europe, Jordan, Europe, America, Iraq, Europe and America, and so forth, Syria. So the point has come where we simply have to identify the commonality of themes. And my humble opinion tells me always that the principal priority should be human dignity. Empowerment and enablement of people to stop being sheep. نهاية للتابعيات وبداية للشراكة الحقيقية بين الناس، كل الناس، والصالح العام. The end of followers, hopefully, and the beginning of something inclusive. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. السلام عليكم. الله يزيدك عافية.
Thank you, Your Royal Highness, for the insightful remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, we humbly invite His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal to present the 11th Bitra School of Physics Recognition Shield to distinguished speakers. And I would like to invite as well His Excellency Professor Adnan Badran, His Excellency Professor Nadir Abedat, Professor Malik Sharairi to join. Thank you.
شكرا لكم.
Dr. Bernd Ensing, University of Amsterdam, Netherlands. Professor Edina Rosta, University College London, and will receive it in her behalf, Professor Beatrice Sion. Professor Barry Sanders, University of Calgary, Quantum City, Canada. Professor Matthias Scheffler, the Nomad Laboratory, FHI Berlin, Germany. Professor Beatriz Sion, Complutense University of Madrid, Spain. Dr. Edwin Miles, Stoudemire, Flatiron Institute, New York, United States of America. And now, His Royal Highness will receive the recognition shield from His Excellency Professor Nadir Ibadat and Professor Malik Sharairi, which is the shield of the 11th International Bitra School of Physics. The recognition shield from Yarmouk University to His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal. The recognition shield from the University of Jordan for His Royal Highness Prince Al-Hassan bin Talal. Thank you, and I would like to invite you all for a coffee break now.